the shadow. I'm going to put a name on the back of this helmet. It's going to be in red, graffiti style, and the name is spelled Z-Y. And so we are going to stylize our letters a little bit, and two letters are fairly simple, but a lot of times what you want to remember on your name is you want to try to get your fonts spread out evenly and just kind of keep it within a certain parameter. Since it's only two letters, we're not going to make them, I mean, we'll make them a little bit bigger than what we normally could. But the first thing we know is a Z and a Y, so we're just going to take our Z, kind of bring it down someplace like this, and then our Y, okay? And now we can stylize this. So we know certain letters have to have certain characteristics so people know what letter it is. You first want to start off and just kind of get your baseline down to like just a tag style letter, and then you're going to build on that, and you're going to thicken the lines, and then whatever you do to one letter you do to the other, whether it be angles or certain things. So we know if that's coming down, we know that this line here should match the Y coming down, and other things we'll put like little ends on the end of it over here. So we can go up like this with the Z, bring it way up, and just put little things on it to characterize it. We can put like little chips or breaks, whatever. Bring it out thicker, and then bring that sucker down. ZY. So we'll go up here and do that. Then we'll know that the Y is going to come on this side. Bring it down a little bit more. Bring this down. We'll bring that side of the Y over. Now, one thing that you want to kind of keep in mind is like certain links of the letter. I wouldn't want to bring this part of the Y down here and then this one over thinner, because you want to keep these lines the same distance apart as far as the thickness goes. So, one over here like this Z, I'd have to bring this down a little more. Bring it down just a little thicker to kind of get them to where they're even pretty much all the way around. And then once you do that, you can kind of color in the letters. We know they're going to be red, and then when we do it in black, when we outline it in black, that's when we'll really lay it down solid, because you're right now you're not really committed to the style of the letter that you want. So what we'll do is we'll just kind of color this in a little bit. Okay. Here. I'll bring this down just a little bit thinner and bring it down as far as the letters are a little bit more even that way. But again, like I said, whenever you're laying these down, you're not necessarily committed until you set it in black, and then it's on a hard surface so you can paint over it if you do make mistakes. And so as you're doing graffiti, until you develop a style, you can play with the letters. There's some graffiti letters that are very, very hard to read. So when you're doing things like ball helmets or shirts, and you want the general audience to be able to read the letters fairly easily without having to try to look at it and kind of like, what is that letter? What does that say? You just kind of make it a little bit stylized, but you also make it where it's readable as well. So now we can kind of do this. We'll set it in with a little bit of black, morph this out. We'll keep the Y behind the Z. We'll throw some shadows to the bottom right side of these letters as well. And then I'll kind of throw it in. Then we'll throw some red around it, put some drips on it, and then go from there. So here we go. I'm just going to start here, kind of come down with the Z, kind of come up. I'll bring this part down. I'll keep the Y behind it. I might make it a little bit thinner here. Like that. And then I'll color that in with some white and show you how to fix that. We'll lay it down in some base coat. Shadows in. Okay, now I'll get in here and fix this part. So one of the things, with being on a hard surface, like I said, you're just gonna build up in layers, like this little spot right here. If you wanted to, you could even wipe that off before you clear coat it, and you should be fine as well. But this is what you do. You just build it up in layers, let it dry. And then we'll go back over that with red again. We're going to put a red outline around it as well. So I'm going to put a blow dryer on. Going to be a little bit. And one of the things you want to make sure that if you're covering something up to go back over it, make sure you blend that white down a little further so you it's kind of like painting a wall. If you're going to go back over all this anyway. Then we're gonna, like the graffiti style, most of the time they'll put a color down, they'll maybe two-tone it or whatever, and then they do an outline in white, and that's when we make it pop, by doing our outline in white. But I'll go back up and then I'll do the final red around everything else. And we'll put some motion lines around there as well. And so now then we come back in over here, and again we can kind of finish up the letters as we come down. And you just want to kind of touch up. There's some blacks. right, guys, we will call that done.